Hello there, everyone. This is Aaron St. Dennis, the FF Mad Scientist, and welcome back to the Mad Science Lab podcast. Today, we're continuing on with the My Tiers series, and we have a particularly exciting one today, rookie tight ends. And if you're looking at that group of 14 or 15 rookie tight ends and thinking to yourself that you have no fucking clue who half of them are, don't feel bad because neither do we. That's what the paper's for. So let's see how many of these guys we actually know. Joining me to take care of this wonderful class of tight ends is Ryan. Ryan, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me. We were talking about this. We scheduled this for a couple of weeks now. I'm surprised we nailed down a time that works for both of us because we're both pretty busy.
Yeah, it was all over the place, but it happens. You want to tell everyone where they can find you? Where it is that's keeping you busy?
Yeah, I mean, they could find me on my Twitter at RyanProsFF. They could find me doing YouTube stuff, and they could also, sooner or later, I haven't said this yet, but I'm on the League Winners Dynasty roster, so I'm gonna be writing for them. So I haven't announced that yet, so I guess I saved that for this pod. So,
oh, nice. I do not handle that. I am director of content, but due to non-competes with DLF, I am only redraft at the League Winners. So
that's fair.
I get a little bit of an input on some of the things we're putting together, but that would be, who is it? Jeremy and Prue handling that now.
Yep, I'm good friends with Jeremy. We go way back.
So, all right. Well, without further ado, let's get into this exciting bunch. The only thing I hate about the Tier Maker website, they don't let me add names to the players or increase the font. So if you can't see it, we have elite, great, good, average, below average, and bad. You can refer to them as those tiers. You can refer to them by their color, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, however you want. So to start it off, we have Braden Willis. Which tier would you like him in?
Oh goodness, this is a name that I am unfamiliar with. I know
I think I took top 15 by DLF ADP, and he is pretty much an obscure nobody and goes pretty much straight into the bad. So don't feel bad that you don't know who the hell he is.
I've done too many rookie drafts and I still don't know who that is.
That's saying something. I've got one league where it's really deep, and I think it's 7 rounds, and he still was not drafted. So you're not missing anything. I'll do that one for you and go right to bad. Someone you've probably heard. He's not much higher up the food chain, but Brenton Strange.
See, I'm not going to be a Penn State homer here because that's where I'm around the area I'm from. But like Jacksonville did invest some good draft capital in this man. And Evan Ingram is only on that 1-year deal. I mean, is he there to block? Maybe does his college tape have much there? Kind of. I feel like this is an average.
Yeah, I think that's definitely an average. I think it's an absolute waste of a pick this year. But if you've got what rookie tight end isn't? But if you have a taxi squad, probably hold on to him, see how the Evan Ingram situation plays out, and go from there. Moving on is someone I did a couple of rookie profiles on, so I think I'm the only one who doesn't hate this player. Alabama's Cameron Latu.
He didn't get the spot. He got the DC. I mean, playing behind George Kittle, like we can't. This is a tier talent list, right?
Yeah.
So like we're not going to knock him for his spot. So like.
You can factor it in. Like, I like the talent, but I would say he probably falls a bit just based on the fact that he's behind George Kittle. So they run some 12 personnel, so he might see the field, but
he might see the field. But
I'd hold it against him.
I know you can't really. I mean, it's more so that he got day 2 draft capital. Like that's the big thing.
Shocking.
I mean, there was a lot of people that were shocking that got day 2 draft capital. Yes, come on now, but. I think something wants to say I'll go average. I'm feeling average because
all right, a little bit more exciting here. We have the only first rounder, Dalton Kincaid.
Well, this seems easy. I think that blue elite tier is gonna stay empty.
Yeah, that's probably
I'll,
probably a good idea.
there's part of me that wants to put him in good, and there's part of me that wants me to put him in great because like he got the spot obviously, but he was also a 5th-year senior.
Yeah.
And he dominated. He didn't break out till late, but that first round draft capital, and he could be the number 2 in that offense right away, depending on how they use him. Because Gabe Davis just is Gabe Davis, right? We don't have to do that again.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I can't argue wherever you put him. He is not my tight end one. So if you put him at great, if you put him at good, I don't think I'll argue either. But it's your decision.
I'll put him at good. I feel good. When I spend a first round pick on Dalton Kincaid, I'm not like, yes, an absolute steal. Like I'm not overly confident when I make that pick, so I guess that'll send me to good.
I don't have that problem because I will not spend a first round pick ever on a tight end, ever. I just won't do it. I hate it. I will wait, and if he hits, great. If not, I will get him on waivers later and see. I won't do it. That's why I have no Kincaid and I have no Laporta because Laporta's going at the end of the first.
Really, he got up there.
Yeah, he's actually higher than Kincaid. That landing spot with the Lions, he's been going. I've seen him 111, 112 in some leagues. I've seen Kincaid in the same area, but moving on to a more intriguing one. He was the combine height machine here in Darnell, Washington, but the landing spot and the fact that it looks like he might be an offensive lineman, it's kind of killed his value a bit.
It really has. I mean, I don't know if you were listening to draft podcasts before like the draft. I don't know how big you are into like that kind of stuff, but like there was legit round 1 buzz from reliable sources for Darnell Washington, and it just never materialized.
Yeah.
Obviously, if we were doing like he's gonna be. This is for fantasy. Yeah, I know this is for fantasy. So like, he's one of those players that's gonna end up lower on this list, but probably higher in real life because of his blocking ability. He's just so good at it. But it's gonna hurt. I feel like I want to put him in the below average tier.
Yeah, that's for fantasy, anyways.
For fantasy, anyways,
he's going to be good for the Steelers. But if
it was a regular, like if we were just doing this like as a player, he'd definitely end up in that good tier just because of his blocking. It's just that good. 6th lineman, like.
Sorry, that I have an 8-year-old doing something in the other room, and I'm not sure what the hell it was. So, all right, moving on. We have Josh Wiley.
Let's just go and put him in the below average.
Fair enough.
I don't think we need
guy, I don't know what to make. Luke Musgrave.
I don't know either. Like the college like profile was just all over the place, and then he got the elite draft capital to a situation that we don't know what's going to happen.
And then they drafted another tight end behind him.
They tend to do that. I remember what was it a couple of years back? They drafted a tight end and they drafted DeGuara and they put him at fullback. So like, who knows what they're gonna do? But he doesn't. See, now it feels wrong if I look at this and I put him in the good tier.
You want me to move Kincaid up?
Yeah, I think we're moving Kincaid up because it doesn't feel right because Musgrove is so much better than those other 2 guys in average, but Kincaid is so much better than him, kind of deal.
Yeah.
So like sure. it makes sense.
Moving on to the next Luke, we have Schoonmaker.
That struck me as an average.
I can't believe he went as early as he did.
Yeah,
I'm a Michigan fan, and I don't understand it.
Correct me if I'm wrong. He went over Darnell Washington, right?
I think so.
Weren't the people clamoring for that pick? I know he didn't go over any like elite, or close to elite.
No, yeah, I think he went over Washington though. But yeah, I don't really understand the pick. I'm not too sure what the hell they were doing, especially when they already had Ferguson and Peyton Hendershot. I liked Ferguson, so no idea what to make of that.
Flash, yeah.
Michael Mayer.
this is a good tier pretty easily. I mean, if he got the round 1 draft capital and I feel like I'm too low on him. And if
he's my tight end 1.
If he got a better, it's not him, it's everything around him. So like he didn't get the round 1 draft capital. I mean, only Kincaid did, and that was kind of a shock. But this whole Jimmy G thing with the foot, I don't trust whoever's going to be quarterback, Aiden O'Connell, Brian Hoyer, to maintain, more than just maybe Devontae Adams. I know Devontae Adams' draft stock's dropping a little bit as we speak, but it's the spot, it's the situation. It's nothing against him, because I remember, what was it, like 2 or 3 years ago, he was like the next big thing that we were waiting for. Like, it wasn't Kyle Pitts, it was Michael Mayer. So
yeah, he fell lower than I thought he would after all the hype, but I still have him as my tight end 1. Next up with Payne Durham.
Let's just go with the bags. I don't think he's been drafted in any of my rookie drafts. I mean,
no.
It kind of it feels like, it's a humbling experience to come on here and be like, I don't know this guy.
Well, it just tells you he goes in the bad. He's that far down. Like I said, I probably would have only gone to 12 myself, or maybe even 10. But DLF, I think they listed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 14. They listed 14. So I just cut and pasted them all because I figured 10 or 12 we'd be done with in 5 minutes. So you've got a couple of guys who are irrelevant.
Yeah, I mean, of course, for wide receiver, it'd be easier because this would be like Cedric Tillman at like 14.
Yeah, it's 15. Way deeper. But next up is Sam Laporta.
I'm tossed between good and great here, because like there's the argument for the Lions, whatever you may think of their draft class. Who knows at this point, but he kind of got the spot. But remember, they didn't use TJ Hawkinson. But then, didn't Brock Wright have that 3 touchdown game?
Yeah, he did.
So like after
I think James Mitchell also had a 2 touchdown game.
Exactly. And like, of course, the profile is great. He went as tight end 2 off the board. Oh, he was tight end. Was he tight end 2 off the board, or was that Musgrave? I forget.
Laporta?
No, I think it was Laporta. I think because Laporta went over Mayer.
Kincaid, Laporta, Mayer.
Yeah, it just tells you what you need to know. Like right there, they took him over. They obviously did more in-depth scouting than we did, and they put him over Michael Mayer. I think I want to put him in the great. I think I'm buying the hype. Everything I hear out of Lions camp is amazing, and like, I didn't know his ADP was as high as it was, because obviously.
No. Well, okay. To be fair, the majority of the leagues I play, a lot of the leagues I play in with friends and family, I live in Windsor, right across from Detroit. They are populated with some Detroit homers, so his ADP may not be reliable in my leagues, but he's still going early to mid second round.
Yeah, that seems like the spot for him, but I am okay with that, especially in I'd say a weaker class past the top end. Like I love that. I love the capital. I love the situation. Like, especially with the JMO suspension. Like, there's no one else there now. It's Josh Reynolds behind Amon-Ra and Jahmyr Gibbs. That's it.
What tier did you settle on here? Great.
I'm going great.
Ooh, okay. Next up, we have Spicy. Tucker Kraft.
Tucker Kraft. He was a guy that got a lot of buzz late, if I'm correct.
I liked him too, but landing in Green Bay with Musgrave, like, I don't understand what the hell they're doing. Why wouldn't they draft another receiver? I mean, they got Reed, but I don't get what
they don't draft receivers. We we know this. Every time. I'm gonna put Tucker Kraft in the average tier, but like, this feels like disservice in a way.
Yeah, disservice to the talent, but
disservice to the talent, but like
fantasy.
Like, so he's not good. He's not as good as Musgrove or Mayer. So like, I can't put him in that tier, because that would just be spitting lies at this point.
Yeah.
But he's better than the 3 guys that he's grouped with in the average tier. I'll just say that.
Moving on to Will Mallory.
That's not a name that rings a bell.
I liked him. I actually thought he was half decent. He landed in Indy though, and I don't know what's going on there.
Did they spend just like 3 picks on tight end last year?
Yeah, and then they have Mo Alley Cox, they have Jelani Wood. Yeah, they've got a Kylan Granson still there, maybe. I don't know. They've
Yeah,
got a
he's
whole
still there. He got
shitload.
drafted last year. Yeah,
I would say I think he's probably a step above bad, but I don't think he's great. I would definitely say
we could
he's
throw him in
probably
below average.
yeah.
I'm here for it.
I don't think he's quite as obscure and as bad as these guys. I like the talent more, but he's not great. And here was one guy I really liked, but he didn't go. He went to the Jets. Zach Kuntz. I don't know. Some people know him. Some people like him. Other people hate him. What's that?
Combine legend.
Yeah. So he's probably still below average, but unless you have him rated higher.
I think he's probably below average from what I've seen from, and like, yeah, let's just stick him there. I like the list as it's finished. I'm looking at it like, like a review your work kind of deal.
Yeah.
I think it's good for the most part. The top, like, I don't know. Think about it.
For the funny part is everyone said that they hated the wide receiver class and they loved the rookie tight end class. And I've done a couple of these today. I find myself really being higher on a lot of the wide receivers. And I look at this tight end class and I go, God, they are nowhere near as good as everyone expected. Like, I really like Mayer, but I don't particularly want any of the rest of these guys, especially where they're going. Like, I don't want Kincaid or Laporta with a late first, early second. I don't want Musgrave. I don't want Washington. Like, I have a couple of shares of Mayer in the middle of the second, but I don't really like this tight end class, despite the fact it's being lauded as the greatest tight end class we've had in years, and it's going to reset the tight end landscape. I don't think so. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
It's more so the fact that the people that I put in average got round 2 draft capital.
Yeah.
and round 3 draft capital. So maybe those people know something I don't, but like after tight end 4, like it feels like there's a significant drop. Like, I'm okay with taking Kincaid at the very end of, I don't have any, because I'd take him at like 112 and he's always off the board at 110. So like I would use a first on him, but I haven't been able to.
Yeah.
Laporta, I love at his draft, at his projected spot, 2.3, 2.4 range. If I can get him at 2.6, like,
I don't think I've been able to get him there at all. I think he's been gone by 201, 202.
See, that's why maybe my ranking differs a little bit. So my one rookie draft is 2 tight ends. You start 2 tight ends. There's also a premium. I grabbed him at 203 in that setting. So like,
yeah, maybe that's the other thing maybe to factor in. The majority of my dynasty leagues are tight end premium. So I think tight ends are going a little earlier in my leagues than the non-tight end premium leagues where he's probably available at 203, but
yeah, it just feels weak.
It's not a great class. I don't really, if you told me I had to put all my eggs in one basket for one of these guys, I don't particularly want to. I think Mayer's the best all-around tight end, but will probably be better for real football. I don't know. I'd probably go Sam Laporta. Maybe the landing spot, but I'm not as high on Kincaid as everyone. They're paying Dawson Knox $10 million a year. I don't think they're just going to write Dawson Knox out and use him as a blocker like everyone thinks. So I don't know. I don't particularly like this class as my end conclusion here.
Yeah, I want to agree with you on that one. Like, I love the top 4 guys, like I just said. Like, I think they'll be good in the NFL eventually, but like you said, tight ends usually don't come out and just absolutely smash right away. And a little preview to next year, we have Brock Bowers, who just blows all these guys out of the water.
Yeah, so, I will use a first-round pick on him, but keep in mind, we said that about Michael Mayer this time last year. I remember saying, can't wait to use that first-round pick. I never use a first-round pick on a tight end. I'm going to do it on Mayer, and then we got here, and Mayer didn't finish as the tight end 3, so it's like,
I don't think that's going to happen with Brock.
I don't think so either, but you
never know. We've seen stranger like Darnell Washington, like I said, he was supposed to go round 1, round 2. He fell all the way down.
Remember last year with Jalen Wittermeyer when he was supposed to be the tight end 2 in the class behind Trey McBride? Then he ran, a 5.02 in the 40. Combine? Yeah. Yep. And then now he's not even on an NFL roster. He go undrafted completely, and then the Bills had him, and then the Jets had him.
I think the Browns had him at one point.
I think what is he in the XFL now? I don't know.
That's the point where you fire your agent.
Yeah.
Like if he wouldn't have ran, he probably would have been drafted at the worst, like early day 3. Like
who was it? We were talking in the wide receiver one earlier. I was talking about Keyshawn Boutte. He was terrible in everything at the combine. What is his agent doing? Like, you telling me you haven't practiced those and realized, man, this guy sucks. Maybe it's time to fake an injury so he can maybe get day 2 capital and like
run it at the pro day, pad the times. It's perfect. Like,
I don't get it, but all right. Well, you want to take another shot here? Tell everyone where they can find you.
Yep. Thank you for having me on, by the way. It was a lot of fun. Even though rookie tight ends aren't the most, exciting category, we still had a good time,
Yeah, as much as you can with rookie tight ends
that aren't Kyle Pitts or Brock Bowers.
Yeah, no shit, eh?
But you can find me at RyanPros_FF. You can find me on YouTube doing stuff with my friends, and then you can find me at the League Winners soon, writing Dynasty content. I gotta hop into that. I'm really excited to get back into writing. I know we're doing a lot of good stuff over at League Winners. Just in my short time there, I've seen in the chat, like everyone's all in. I really like it. I'm really excited to be on board.
Sounds good. Glad to have you. All righty. This is my tiers on the exciting rookie tight end class with Ryan from the League Winners. Once again, I am Aaron St. Dennis, the FF Mad Scientist, and thank you for watching the Mad Science Lab podcast. It's late at night here, and I'm tripping over my own show. Once again, thank you to Ryan for joining me. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Have a good night.